Hello everyone, Green Gemini here and welcome back to Cooperville in Cities Skylines II. Today we're going to look at the commercial area that we decided to build this pathway in the last episode. You know, we started going through, we built it, we were going to do things with it, but then kind of changed our minds because, you know, things were running a little long. But I noticed something too, that we've got a need for commercial, we have a need for medium density residential. Our city is actually really starting to grow very, very nicely, which I'm really enjoying right now. I'm also playing around with a lot of different settings on the game because I'm trying to get it to where I can try and at least stream this again. So we'll see what happens with that. I think I've kind of balanced some things out a little bit, but anyway. As we go through and we look at our city and what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be building, if you guys haven't done so yet, go ahead and check out my new candle venture with RPT Candle Company. The link is down in the description below. And check it out. I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to have a code here coming soon that you can get some money off. All right, looking at what I've got here. Mixed housing. So this is going to have apartments on top and then commercial at the bottom. This is really what I want to focus on in here. And I want to start with these first. Reason for that is because I want to be able to have people with the capability to walk down these paths. And with this being on a curved road, this is going to give us some different types of buildings as well to see what is actually going to be built here. And depending on what is built will kind of determine what I want this to look like. I definitely obviously want to have some greenery, some shrubs and stuff like that. This building here, I want to get rid of. I don't want that at all. We're going to get rid of that. And then this one is honestly just kind of out of place as well. So let's get rid of that. As I'm really starting to think about how I want this city to look, I'm really wanting to focus in on certain areas, make it look really, really nice, and then we can move on to the next. So if I end up having to spend an hour or so in one little area, that's okay. I want to make sure that we have it looking pristine. With that being said, with how I have this medical center currently set up, I'm okay with this. We have the large medical center, and then we have a couple things over here. I'm not entirely sure if I feel like we have parking lots. And we do. We have parking areas here. So let's go ahead and unlock those. Because I feel like that's kind of what's needed over here in this area to kind of make this a little bit more whole, is a parking lot. And we have some decent ones. So there's a tiny parking lot. Okay. We have... electricity production is not meeting demand, so we're forced to import some from our neighbors. I don't care about that. That's fine. Modest parking lot. That's pretty decent size. What I want though is I want it to turn the other way. Okay. Okay. So it looks like I might be onto something. Not entirely sure. Doesn't look like we're really gonna find what I want with this. Now, what I am finding, though, what on earth happened here? No. Let's fix that. Go into here, level that out. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, so our medium density went down real fast just by adding in these couple buildings. However, that's okay. Looking at this... I think what I want to do is let's get rid of that. So then we can properly put a parking lot in here. I don't think it needs to be too terribly big. That's too small. It's way too small. That's too elongated that way. I wonder if we put it here. Actually, I think that's a really good idea. I think we put the parking lot Hang on, let's see what else we have. Let's put the parking lot there. Okay. So that'll give people the ability to park and then walk over here as needed. And then why don't we go with... Hang on, let's go back to my paths. Definitely going to need a path that comes down this way. And then this is going to need to continue on... hang on. I want this path to continue that way, like so. Okay. That's what I want. Because that way we have a crosswalk here. Don't necessarily need the crosswalk there. But it'll be okay. Alright, so we have parking available for these buildings here. I've also got the modern high school that is right here, and we can also do some upgrades if we need to. We have a student dormitory that can be added on, and then we also have the tech building. So we might be able to utilize some of that area for the high school too. But that'll be later. We have buildings being built here now, which is good. That's what I want to see. And so... in this area over here, I think, like with this, let's do a little seating area in here. You know, people are waiting for their loved ones to get out of the hospital and everything. Turn snapping off. I want this to be a little bit more freeform. Let's go here. I want to go down. To there like that. Okay, that I like. This, hang on, no, I don't necessarily like that. Let's go. Very interesting graphic that just happened there. It's fine. So let's go. Like that. There we go. I'm okay with that. And then in here, so we've got a lot of decorating tools available in this. We've got some vegetation. If we look at residential props, so many residential props. Like we literally have tables. We have table sets. Ooh, this is actually going to be a really good idea. And if I remember correctly, so we have debris. I feel like... a wall fountain? Interesting. Oh, we can get real detailed with some of this stuff that's in here. I love it. Here we go. Surface textures. Exactly what I wanted. So looking at surface textures, let's take a look at this. So I'm wondering if I do that, if I cross over... I'm curious to see, is it going to do that on the pathway itself? Because I've not really dealt with these. Oh, I like that. Okay. A little bit of oops. Let's take this down just a bit. Okay. Okay, so we have a nice little textured area here. Go into residential, and I believe there were some tables and chairs. We go into commercial, there's also tables and chairs in here as well. But I guess the question is, do we want tables and chairs from commercial, or do we want tables and chairs from... I think we use tables and chairs from residential, because we have the residential buildings here. We want to be able to attract people to come out here and utilize them. Let's do one... Let's give them a little bit of space. 2, 3. Like we want random, but we also don't want random. So let's do something like that. Ooh, we have grills. Ha ha ha. So we can kind of designate a grill to an area. So let's put a grill here. Put an additional one here.
Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the
Hang on, can I move this? Yes, I can. Let's move this table and chair set to about here. I'm going to move this one probably to about here. I want to add an additional one here. What I want to do is I want to put grills with each of these. So that when residents want to come down, they want to grill out, they have the option to do so. Let's go ahead and put this one here. You know, and of course, part of their fees and everything that they pay will be to help, you know, pay for that propane. Now, whether or not people are actually going to interact with this stuff, I don't know. The aesthetics of it are going to look nice, though. In this open area here, and part of the reason why I move these tables out is because what I want to do is I want to get some planters. So we have potted plants that we can place in here. That's not... No, we've got... Let's see. It's interesting. You can't put these on the paths. They have to be off the path. So I don't necessarily want that stuff. Oh, we do need trash bins over here. Okay. Let's keep them away from the grills because obviously we don't want stuff catching on fire. But let's do one there. Here. Let's go over there. Now, I said I wasn't going to do any time lapses, and we're going to stick to that. Because here's the thing. I enjoy showing what we can do. Because a lot of times when you do time lapses, to me, it just seems, you know, bam, it's done. Like if I wanted to do a time lapse, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward, which some of you may do. You may fast forward to the end of this. And I'm okay with that. But if you haven't fast forwarded yet, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. That is really big. And hit the notification bell so you get notified on when I upload videos. Ooh, this is going to be nice. Yeah, definitely going to put a gazebo in over here. And I think what I want to do is let's do this gazebo here. Okay. And then let's do the same surface of this. I'm literally just going to do... Why is that doing that? I'm just going to do that so that it, pardon me, goes into there like that. I'm going to grab this node, pull it down to there. Okay, that works. So then, is this even open? Yeah, it is. I put it the wrong way. Hang on, move. Let's twist it around here a bit. Okay. Go ahead and put the gazebo there. All right, we definitely need some plants and shrubbery over here for sure. Let's take a look at our wild bushes. This is nice. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3. And then I'll do... let's go ahead and do 4. No, that's way too close. Let's go ahead and put it there. So we'll have 2 over here as well. And then we'll just put another one here. Okay. Let's add in, let's see, what else do we want to add in here? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Nice. Now, we do have the options over here to choose a sapling, a young one, mature one, and an elderly one. I think if I go back to this wild bush here, a mature one is going to be pretty big. So it's not... They aren't too terribly large, which I'm okay with. And I think that, like, further in, like, we have a tree that's right there. Let me go ahead and go with a... Ooh, that's just a large spruce. It's a very mature tree. Let's go ahead and put a large spruce in there. And then the birch here. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some birch trees down through here. Just to give this a little bit of a nice look to it. So there we go. So we have a nice little courtyard here. Some grills, trash cans, gazebo over here. I like the way this looks. Now, do we have any fences? Like, is there like wrought iron fences or picket fences or anything like that? Do I have a search button? I don't have a search field. I have caution cones and industrial stuff. Okay. It doesn't seem like it. Natural props. We have cemetery stuff. Interesting. So we can do some pretty interesting things with what we've got in here. I'm not seeing any type of fencing. That's what I liked about the other City Skylines, was that there was fencing. Don't have that, or at least I'm not seeing it. If anyone knows where I can find it, put it in the comment section down below. Again, we're learning together here. Maybe I'm just flipping through this too quickly. No. The greenhouse is nice. It's not very big. It's nice. You would think there would be some sort of fencing in here, but there is not. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. And I'm not doing any mods yet. I'm not. We're going to do this completely vanilla for right now. What about if I go into the parks? There's landmarks, tourist attractions, large sports parks. Anything in parks? No. No, nothing at all. Okay. Now, I'm going to pause this real quick. As you can see, we're taking time to sit here and do this detailed work. In the background, money's flowing in like crazy. So we're almost up to $1 million. So if you need to build up some funds to do something, right? Go ahead, sit down, do some detailing in your city. That'll pass some time, build up your money. I also need to stop saying the word right. My husband called me out on that the other day. I say it a lot, too, and I need to stop it. Okay, back to this. Let's get... I'm not going to get my fencing that I want. I do think I need to put some heaters down here, though. So let's go 1, 2, because it does get cold. Yes, it does get cold. So we're going to put a heater at each of the tables. Really wish I had a fence. So I want to put a fence around this. It's frustrating. It's okay. I need a centerpiece. I need something to put in the center of this, and I'm just not finding anything. Like, I could put a couple planters in here, but it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. There's trash piles. No. The commercial props, nothing looks good. I mean, there's a couple fountains in here, but they're too big. They're just way too big. Gazebos, trash cans, park benches. No. Kiosks. Interesting. Huh. Okay, this gives me an idea. Okay, so let's put a kiosk. Say here. Ooh, there's different ones. I like it. Let's put another one here. Let's go with this one. Go ahead and put that one here. And then we'll put one more there. Okay. All right. We have a little kiosk. We have a nice little area for people to come and sit down. Again, don't know if they're actually going to interact with it, but we'll find out. Okay. So that takes this wide open space that we had and makes it a nice little area for people to come and sit down and hang out. If I can get my computer to work. There we go. Yeah, see, that works out really well. If I can get my camera angle here. Nope. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, see, that's nice. That is nice. Okay, whoops. Wrong thing. Okay. Now looking at, again, it's choppy. It is so choppy. New computer fund. It is needed. What I'd like to do now is through this entire walkway here, we need to get stuff. We need to get plants down through here. And then what we can do is, like, even with this is a linden tree. We can do a curved line. Let's go ahead and put our first one here. I'm going to come out to, say, here. That's not going to curve the way I want it to. Still not going to curve the way I want it to. There we go. There we go. That works. And then next, let's just go ahead and put, let's go back to the singles. And then really, I just want to line these up down through here. Of course, I'm having to take them further away from the path than what I thought I was going to need to. And of course, we have this area over here, which I think it just needs to be trees. Let's make that all that. Let's put another one here. Okay. So we've got a nice little design there. And then the next thing that I want to do, let's go ahead and put a line of trees here. And of course, this isn't going to work the way I want it to. That will, though. Perfect. Okay. And then in this area over here, we could probably do an additional, not necessarily courtyard, but an additional area for seating, or I've got, I could do an additional, let's see, we have concrete surfaces. I think that's what I want to use. I think I want to use concrete surfaces. And we'll be able to go straight along there. Ooh, see, we're going to have some nice 90-degree angles in here.
Atmospheric piano cello. Anomalies Peterson. Don't touch that tile.
Oh, that is way too bright.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that
Way too
floats
bright.
our boats.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Okay, hold on. Can
This is
I...
from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Okay, I can get rid of it that way.
Oh, Jim.
Okay.
Seems like everyone is
And then pavement.
It's worth slowing down.
Start in that
And if you
corner.
can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to hit
90
the curb.
degrees to here. That's better.
Besides, if I did that,
That-
I'd never get anywhere.
That matches. So this way it looks like there's just, you know, an extra area back here that cars could potentially drive on, even though they're not going to. If I go with, let's see, let's go to, do we have like large commercial trash cans or something? I could put a junk car back here. Let's go commercial.
This is an emergency broadcast.
We have newspaper, we've got vending machines.
Reports that fires are currently spreading in the nearby forest.
No, there's nothing that I'm
Serious health
that I
risks
want.
At this time, all citizens in the affected area are instructed
Electric
to immediately
decal.
evacuate
Oh, we
the
could just say, you know,
until the
parking.
situation is under control.
Oh, no parking strips. Yeah. That'll work. Let's already add a line tool. No. These need to be real close to one another. Okay, let's do that. Do we not have like actual parking spaces? No? Oh, we have motorbike decals that we can do. I like that. Okay. Let's get that a little bit more centered. Yeah. Like, why are there so many sirens in my ear right now? Well, it's because we're right next to the hospital area. That would be why. There you go. So no parking in those spots there, but you can have, you know, bike parking back here. Why not? Again, don't know if people are actually going to utilize that, but we'll see. Probably not. But still, that helps kind of fill that in a little. Ooh, and then here we go. Here's an idea. Let's go back to our pavement that we had. And that Stacy Higgins, get out of my way. Let's go up to here. So that will extend this all the way out. What I'd like to do then is grab more of those bike decals. We already have it set for 3 meters. That's as low as we can go with it. So if I start here and go this way. Oh, and they're at an angle now too. Ooh, I like that. To there. And then I'll do the same thing starting here. Going to here. It looks like the parking lot's definitely being utilized for sure. Now, again, I don't know necessarily if people are going to be able to use this stuff or if it's just purely decorative. I mean, I feel like it's just purely decorative, and that's okay. I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, there we go. And look at what we've got here. We have huge residential buildings with commercial underneath. So that has really helped out. We have 38 residents in here, 3 pets. Okay. I can't believe we've 30 minutes on this already, but we have. That's fantastic. See, time flies when you're having fun. But look at how different this is now compared to what it was before. Before, it was very plain, it was very boring. Now we have a courtyard area. We have extra parking back here, parking set up over here with just some of these little decals that we've used. I think the other thing that I'd like to do is, yes, we have trees on this side. We have nothing going on this side. I would still like to have some things going on over here. But I think what I'd like to do is, as people, you know, people can sit here and eat and everything, but look at, if I can get it pulled up, look at this view. Like, this is a really nice view. What I'd like to do is I'd like to go ahead and get some benches set out in here. Let's take a look at... Those are actual parks. I just want benches. Garden bench number 2 is the one that I like the most. Now I can use the prop line tool that's built in here if I want. That's way too close together. I think 12 meters apart is best. And that will give me exactly what I'm looking for. Let's go ahead and do that. I need you to flex a little bit like that. And what I'm doing is I'm holding down my right mouse and then I'm just moving the mouse around like back and forth to get it to turn like that. And let's put those there. So then the next thing is going to be oak. That's very large. That is very, very large. Why don't we go ahead and take the oak trees and we will 48 meters is too short. Let's go 24, or too long, I mean. 24 is perfect. Okay. We want to keep this open. Now, if I remember correctly, there were keys in Cities Skylines 1. And I haven't seen those in here. Hang on. What do we have in here? We have park maintenance. We have large parks, sports parks, large sports parks, and then tourist attractions. Communications, we have post-sorting facility, server farm, telecom, satellite uplink. Not what I'm looking for. I have paths. I have... Here's the thing, though. If I were to take a path and go like this, it does build kind of a wall. However, and railing. But that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want. No, I don't think what I want is in here. Signature buildings, commercial. Ooh, we need to get some of these commercial signature buildings in here too. Ooh, iron press building. Books to nourish the mind and soul with luxury apartments on top. Bottom floor bookstore stocks everything from ordinary to the esoteric. I'm not good with words or vocabulary. It's just me. Okay. I know. I'm sitting here clicking through things and clicking, and it's Let's see. Random rock. Random. No. Nope. It's okay. I will leave it the way it is for right now. Let's go with our oak trees again. And we're going to be, it's going to be real finicky. It's going to be real finicky going down here. I think we're just going to need to do singles for the time being then. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. And then I don't think I'm going to have to be able to do, yeah, no. I'm not going to do anything else there. But I want to leave this area open so that people have the opportunity to be able to look out across the water. I like it. I like it a lot. These are the kinds of things that I really want to focus on in the series. I want to focus on the city building aspect of things, but I also really want to focus on the aesthetics of it as well. We are making $55,000 an hour. Soon to be more, because we can now pay back this $300,000 very easily. And that's going to bump us up even more. Now, let's take a quick look, before we go, at our signature buildings. We have a big need for commercial. This is Mermaid's Tea Lounge. We have Apothecary, Oasis Kitchen. Like, these are all some pretty low density buildings. Some pretty small buildings. Grand Dynasty Hotel. Ooh. Okay, that's really nice. Not where we want this to go, though. We don't want this to go over here. I think I want this to go more, yeah, I don't know, somewhere downtown, probably. We really haven't established a downtown yet. We need to. Do that soon. I like the mixed housing that's here. Here's the idea. Okay, let's do... not the entire thing. Can I have small mixed housing buildings or no? I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Let's try it. Let's select those 4 and see if that's going to be a possibility. I was going to say, like, what is this? This is... okay, these are very tiny. Come on. Ugh, this computer, I swear. Yeah, these are very, very small. So I think if I build this slowly, then we should be fine. Because I think what I'd like to do then is we have this stuff here. Let's go ahead and put one of these commercial areas or these commercial signature buildings that I have available to me. Canopy Cafe, I think will be perfect right here. And these are all very touristy places. Which I think is fantastic. Oh, that's why that looks the way it does. Okay. It was coming up as commercial, and I was like, well, is it really commercial? Yeah, it is. The tea lounge? I don't know about the tea lounge. This is the Canopy Cafe. Oh, that's... oh my gosh. Oh no, this needs to be relocated. It totally needs to be relocated. And the reason being is, I mean, look at this. Look at this view. Like, people are going to sit up here and then they're going to look at a hospital. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not going to work. I could put it right here.
A driving advisory
Hmm.
The immediate area due to poor road
This is going to need to move.
Please exercise caution if you must drive.
Oh, idea. Over here. Over here. Come here, come here, come here. You, we're going to move. We have commercial over here, and this is where we're going to put it. So we'll get rid of those two buildings, unfortunately. But that's okay. Perfect. Perfect. No! You're facing the wrong way.
Gazers are in for a real treat.
Oh, no.
Aurora Borealis is expected to light up the night
Okay,
sky.
we may need to move it again.
Right, Jim. Don't forget to look up this evening. It
No.
promises to be
No, I don't need to move it again. It's fine. It's okay.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial
That,
district is booming, and
no,
the
that doesn't work for me.
attracting more high-end stores, bringing the
That
latest
doesn't work for me.
look
We're going to move it
to
again.
our neighborhood.
Sorry.
You can now
But we are.
shop for designer shoes
Let's go
by
ahead and move it
Fancy
over here.
Jarva Mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business.
Yeah,
and
that's going to be better.
community.
It will be. That'll be better.
We'll be back after this.
Let's add in mixed housing in this area right here where we just took this out. Ooh, that's going to be a large building. Okay. See, this is purely aesthetic. And that really takes care of
This is an emergency broadcast.
all of the people aspect of things. But let's go back to our signature buildings. We have a steakhouse. It's very small.
Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near the fire
Tea.
and remain at a safe
Oasis
distance until
Kitchen.
emergency services manage to
This could actually work really well right here. I almost want to move the hospital now. The medical center. I almost want to move it. Nah, it's okay. We're going to put that there. Yeah. Nice. That works. We'll let these buildings come up around it, but we're eventually going to turn all of this into this mixed housing. Or it's high density business. Does I wonder with high density business. Let me try that. Just out of curiosity to see what builds there. Because I don't remember what, like this is all residential. I think it's this. I think it's this type of housing or this type of commercial. Which is interesting to me. Efficiency 108%. Interior design furniture. Okay. I think that's what we may end up moving to over here. Because with commercial, it only just gives us demand for commercial. It doesn't necessarily, whoops, tell us do we need low density, high density, or anything like that. So that we will do. That stuff will build up. And then I think we're going to leave it there. Let's see, what is my photo mode? Lens, color, weather, environment. I literally just want to hide the UI. This is what I want. Nice. Perfect. See, look at that. So we completely changed how this whole area looks over here. We have it now to where we have our pathways. Pathways curve around. We've got a parking lot for people to park into to be able to get over into these areas. We have some large commercial buildings that have come up. We have a couple of tourist attractions down here. Again, that parking lot is going to suffice for people to use. We made ourselves a nice little courtyard down here. We have our path that is nicely lined with trees. And then we have our large buildings that apparently I thought I just lost my game, but I didn't. Okay, good. Let's get out of photo mode for a second here because we need to not do that. Okay. I need to save this real quick because I don't... The last thing I want to do is to have to do something and then, you know, everything go away because I've had that happen before and it drove me nuts. Anyway. So, with that being said, this area is looking really, really good. We will probably need to update the high school at some point, and we're going to need to upgrade probably these areas in here too, but we're not going to do that right now. We will do that at a later date. So if you've made it to the end of the video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, and then hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload videos. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this in with this commercial stuff. And then it can build it as it sees fit when the demand is there. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. I literally have no idea what I'm doing with this thing. Like, isn't there a way to... Like, that's to take a photo. That's cinematic mode. I don't know. No, that's not what I want at all. Lens, color, environment... It's not nearly as easy as what it was before, I'm telling you. Like focus mode, motion blur. No idea. Absolutely no clue. There's a way to focus there, but how do I focus going the other way? Who knows? Alright, I'm done playing around. Again. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.